What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to NSP Fantasy Talk. What can I say? We got bye weeks, we got injuries, we got bad play from players. I mean, the waiver wire is really our friend this year, so we got to continue hitting up that waiver wire, getting some players to help us win our fantasy matchup. Hopefully, you guys tuned in last week and listened to some of the advice that we had to give y'all. We had some pretty good players to pick up, and this week, I think we're on the same boat. And if you guys want more fantasy advice, as always, we will be live tonight. So check us out, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll be live talking about fantasy football, answering every single fantasy question. So let's start off the day, as we always do, with quarterbacks. Number one, Captain Kirko Cousins. He's owned in 41% of leagues, so he's out there. He's available. And if this team continues to figure out their true identity, this is going to look like a very nice offense. They are very pass heavy. He had 35 points last game. He's actually currently ranked 13th as far as quarterbacks. I do believe that will go up. He has a matchup going against Carolina. I think that's in his favor. So if Kirk Cousins is out there, if you need to stream a quarterback, I don't mind streaming Kirk Cousins. After that, this guy, I really didn't want to put him on here, but I'm going to talk about Geno Smith again. He is owned in 64% of leagues, but that just made me want to put him on here because he should not be owned in that many leagues. He should be owning more. Okay. He needs to be rostered. This guy is averaging 22 points a game. He had 22 points last game. He's ranked 5th amongst quarterbacks. There's no reason why he should be out there. He should be available. He could go out there and help your fantasy team, even with a tough matchup going up against San Francisco Thursday night. That's all I got for quarterbacks. If you guys want more advice, check us out live tonight in our YouTube channel. Up next, let's run it to running backs. Number one, Tank Bigsby is back on the radar. He is owning 31% of leagues. He had 25.9 points last week. Top 5 fantasy running back. He's continuing to outshine Travis Etienne as far as production. And Bigsby has worked his way into the conversation as a flex option every single week, especially next week going up against the Chicago Bears. Up next, let's talk about Tyrone Tracy. He comes in as the third back, but with the injury to Devin Singletary, he was the most efficient back out there. He is owned in 34% of leagues, so if Singletary does continue to miss time, I do believe Tyrone Tracy is a great running back 2 to flex option for you. After him, we got Rico Dowdle. He is owned in 63% of leagues, but we talked about him last week. We talked about him a week before, but he is now the lead back. Now, I'm not saying he's a plug and play type of guy, but if you are in need to put in a running back due to injury, due to bye week, he could be your savior. He is getting the usage in that offense. He does have a tough matchup against Detroit, but if your back is up against the wall, he might be a good option for you to start. After him, let's rock it with some wide receivers. We got Darnell Mooney. He is owning 65% of leagues, but I just want to put it out there. If he's available, go get him. And last week, he had 16 targets. It was insane. And as I said before, if the Falcons continue this trend of going out there and airing out the ball, this is a guy you want to have rostered. Now we're going to Josh Downs with the Indianapolis Colts. When he came back from injury, he looked a bit rusty, but now it looks like the oil's on the wheels. He's owned in 54% of leagues. And honestly, if Joe Flacco continues to be the quarterback out there, this is a guy you'll want to start. Joe Flacco should be the starter in Indianapolis, just saying. But after him, we got Jalen Tolbert from the Dallas Cowboys. Now, he did finish off this past game with one more target than CeeDee Lamb. With Brandon Cooks being in the IR, I think Tolbert will be a great wide receiver 4 to flex play in your deep leagues. Now, let's go to the position that everyone needs help on. Let's talk about tight ends. I'm going to talk about this guy again, Tucker Kraft. He's still available in some of the leagues, but he is a great streaming option for tight ends. We saw it last week. We saw it the week before with Jordan Love back. This guy is getting production. He's could easily end up as a top 5 tight end if this trend continues. I don't know if that's going to happen, but he is a great option for you to have, or at least a great depth piece for you. After that, we're going to go with Cade Otton, this super pass heavy offense. Cade Otton is coming off of 4 targets and 7.4 points. And for fantasy tight ends, that's actually pretty darn good. He is going up against New Orleans, so you know that's going to be a pass heavy game. Go out there, get Cade Otton while you can. He is owning 44% of leagues. Is not a bad option for you. Now, speaking of streaming options, if you're like me, I love to stream defenses. So this week, these are my top defenses to stream. Number one, I'm going with the Packers against the Cardinals. Number two, let's go to the Texans against the Patriots. Steelers against the Raiders, and then the Bills against the Jets. The Jets just look so bad this year. I have no idea what's going on, but I could come out and say I was right about Aaron Rodgers, but it's still early in the season. But that's all I got. Like I said, if you guys want some more fantasy advice, who to start, who to sit, buy low, sell high, tune in tonight in our fantasy football live video on YouTube, and we'll be live on TikTok. So hope to see you all there. And as always, keep on grinding.